What's going on? Want to talk here about aggressive car salesman WW3. It's like, man, this thing, like me making the video complaining yesterday, and then they hurry up and hype it along and fan the flames a little more, like, basically while I'm sleeping. Then I wake up to find out more tragedy is underway and mayhem. And it's weird. It's weird too, man. Freaking because it seems like this was already pre-planned, and like it was like kind of like before the president ever gets decided, it was already pre-planned, and that's obvious by some kind of outside source. So the way this is going down, it doesn't seem genuine, and it seems like it's like because we've been expecting WW3, and in all reality, it's like we're pretty close to WW3 anyway. It's just like the global climate is very unstable right now. But in a way, the Beast Kingdom, who's waiting to come out after the cataclysm, is ready to take its place, and they just need us to. They need all of us to read the memo. It's like, dude, we released the memo, but these people just ain't reading the memo, or these people ain't on board. What are they? Look, why isn't everyone on board with this great 1980 a brave new Terminatrix in a 1984? Like, why don't these people want this brave new Terminatrix in a 1984? We will be as gods. And it's like, they just don't get it, why we, like, us other people who are kind of like, we're getting taken for a ride and not the good kind, and who are aware of it, like, hey, wait a second, what's going on? Like, look, us people are, like, on that movie, Titanic, like, there were some people who wasn't buying it, like, the Poe people stuck at the bottom. They were like, hey, what's going on with the ship? Why is the ship rocking so much? And they were like, ha 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 ha, stay calm. The violins are still playing, sir. And it's like, but they was like, something ain't right. Kind of like, look, the natives was restless. Like, the natives knew something was up. Like, they were like, we know these lands here, and it just doesn't never go down like this unless something's afoot, sir. And then they're like, ha 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 ha, stay calm. Another magician of Pharaoh to explain away all the plagues has emerged. And then you get past that gatekeeper, and then there's a man by the gate. Sir, stay calm, sir. Stay calm, stay calm. We have this situation under control. Listen to the banjo, sir. Don't you hear the banjo still plays? Hey, man, it feels, why is the boat moving around like this? And hey, man, it looks like, hey, where did all the safety boats go? Sir, you are very stressed out, and you need to take a chill pill, sir. I think you're overreacting. And look, and this guy's like stuck at the gate. Like, man, I need to run this gate so I can get safe. And then this person's like, stay calm, sir. That is not the spirit of death taking the firstborn of Egypt, sir. Look, basically, and it's kind of, this is what it feels like for people like me, who kind of know what's going on. I'm not, like, swayed by the mainstream, and I'm kind of using my intuition from what I know, from what I read in scripture, and what I hear other people, like sincere folk, and then reading in between the lines about the lies they're telling me. This is just like catching a manipulator up in their words, It's the same thing, but these people are just obvious. It's like, it's so easy to get caught duping these days, and a lot of times you'll get ensnared in your own freaking games if you're really playing games, but also if it's real, you'll be able to tell. There'll be telltale watermarks in the situation, but these days it's like you can't believe nothing you see, and wait, only half of what you see and none of what you hear, type of a thing. Kinda, it's kind of like that in a way, but some of the stuff you hear doesn't mean it ain't real or it ain't true, but you just kind of file it away and put it back for later and see if you find a few more witnesses that concur, if the information concurs. And it seems like these guys are going in hard with this aggressive car salesman. Like, look, I knew there'd already be retaliation because they broadcasted it in the media, like with their wand. They went, and magically it manifested in reality, sir. And oh, stay calm, sir. Nothing to see here. Uh, it's one of these type of days, you know. And but at the same time, this guy who's telling you stay calm, it's like he's the proxy, and he's just doing his job because he's kind of ignorant of the big picture, but he's complacent with it. So he's fine. He doesn't realize the boat's going down. He's standing there holding back the people he should let free, and he's going down with the boat too. And he is just so freaking indoctrinated that he's still doing his job, sir. And in a way, like, look, oh, he's a dedicated, loyal sir. But there's a point where it's like, if you were dedicated and loyal to the big picture, you would know, like, wait a second, man, this has to be, I have to go and tend to the real deal, and this has to be put off for the moment. And it's just priority-wise. And that's the real life. But the corporate material devil's world would want you to just keep doing your job, sir, and pay no attention. That's not smoke you're smelling, sir. Go back to sleep. No, those are not the voices of screaming women and children, sir. You're dreaming. Go back to sleep. We were just slaughtering the sheep for dinner. Go back to sleep. These types, man. And look, I mean, I know sometimes the fear porn was taking a toll on me, and I was caught up in it, and I was kind of had a Chicken Little, cry wolf kind of a mindset from the trauma and the PTSD from watching the toxic geopolitical situation that's been going on the past few years, with all the easier access to the information, and with the awareness that comes by, you absorb more details and telltales from society. It's kind of like sticking your foot in the water, and you know the frickin' conditions of the water when you put your foot in the frickin' water. You know what I'm fucking saying? So it gives us more. It's easier to dangle your foot in the water in a lot of cases these days than it was in the past. So it's harder to pull off an aggressive car salesman WW3 without any backlash, considering the Illuminati card deck lines all this stuff out, and it was made in like 95. It was like released in 95 or something like that, and it has played out in Hollywood and in real true to life events like Pink Boy, You're Next. Like and obviously they're sending a secret language to one another right under our nose. It's all double speak, witch language, and the spelling, a type of way, and also the code, man. The code reveals itself, or like the word. It's encoded in everything, and it reveals itself in the things, and even in the background of the false. Still, the code it reveals itself, but it's like the devil who masquerades as the all-powerful Almighty has his own little code, and what I mean is that's the code, like that's all up in your face, so it's trying to blind you from the big picture code behind you. And sometimes with this aggressive WW3, that's all they see is that close, frickin' fast-moving, deceptive, manipulative code that's coming from the evil, the dark side, the beast system. It's like, look, it wants you to, it's casting a spell, and it wants you to get caught up in a freaking spirit. You know, and it's like, I got something hanging there. All right. Anyway, and being an empath, you feel it. You can really kind of like, what you do is you look at it. You don't look at it subjectively, but you kind of just feel it out. You kind of just what is this conveying, and like you just use your sensories there to feel it, and you can catch the vibe. Like, that's fear you're putting at me. Oh, that's anger. Oh, that was a totally indecisive thing you just said. That makes me confused. Look, it's kind of like in the kung fu, you learn, like, when someone's punching at you, in a way it's like they're dancing and they're the lead position, and you're playing this secondary responsive position. But when a person in primary makes a mistake, that gives you your opportunity to bam, because his freaking guard, he was out of place and you were in place. And then look, you have superior positioning, and according to where your foot positioning is, there's no way he can stop this. So it's kind of like chess. Look, you put your queen in front of my pawn and I took it. It's like, look, your empathy will, like, if you can empty out of yourself and just look at things and take the information in first, be led by it, then you use your stuff. See, when you use your stuff first and look at things, you are that greedy dancer who just, look, who's being all out of place himself. So how's this person going to follow you? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you can feel that spirit there. Like, look, and that's what they're doing with this whole thing. But since I've seen it before, and this is the same pattern, they're only running it like backwards. Like in 9/11, the planes blew up, and then they showed you the IDs. This time, they attacked them. They showed you their IDs, and look, in getting ready, because they already had the retaliation thing planned. And then it's only like, look, dudes firing rockets at embassies, like, and it's like, this happens all the time over in that part of the world. All those kind of third world countries where they're still feudalistic, and it's just like the governments, the axis of powers, they're working to frickin' gather. And it's like a game. They're trying to sell it to us. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's going to go on, though, because there's a lot of naive people will be led to the slaughter. You know what I'm saying? But in a way, it's like, once you see that they're trying to coerce you in this dance, you stop playing along, you stop consenting. And it's not like all you can do is passively resist. But you can't outrightly resist, or they'll, and you know what I'm saying? So you got to be very delicate in this thing out here. And it's a dangerous game that they're playing. And it's like, in a way, even though these are a lot of shenanigans and out of context data, and it's even finding out that they're using already now false information to sell it, like an aggressive car salesman. This is like when a person wants you to hurry up, gloss over something. Like, it's like when someone comes up with an awesome excuse to explain something away, but it's like, it's obviously manipulation. Like, look, it's a liar. Look, dude, there's a lot of, I catch the same vibes as when a person's like deceiving me, and they're straight up looking me in the eyes and lying. It's the same feeling I catch when I watch too much of a news person or a politician or some police officer on TV. I catch the same kind of like narcissist who changes personalities in public and puts on their public face. Like, look, but behind the closed door, they're not totally who they're pretending to be. It's like when you and this person hang around all the time and you know they're a real piece of crap. But then when you all get together with other people, and then they start to treat you like crap in front of people, and they're not who they pretend to be normally. That's kind of like, look, that's the side that catch the same body language, the same violation of boundaries, the same egotism, narcissism, abuse, disregard, disrespect, invalidation, all the same things. Look, this toxic stuff is just flying out of here. And it's like, and look, being an empath, you kind of can feel that stuff, dude, and it's nasty. And it's makes this thing very difficult, because it's very real. But they mix so much illusion and fantasy and just abuse, man, and Manipulation's in it, man. It makes it a real tough thing, man, to have to live through.